Good morning to you and welcome back. President Trump signing an executive order to keep migrant families together after they're caught crossing the border. But he's not letting up on his tough stance on security. So was signing this order the best way for the president to solve this growing problem? Joining us now is Republican strategist Kimberly Klacik. Thank you for joining us this morning, Kimberly. So let's just start off with that question. Was this the right thing to do?
So a lot of people think that it was just because it looks good, but I don't share the same sentiments. I think back in 2014, Hillary Clinton explained how, and I quote, just because your kids make it over the border doesn't mean they get to stay. And I think you have to be strong when it comes to immigration. We have so many policies, we have so many things in place where people can come in and be U.S. citizen on the pathway to citizenship. They can use visas, they can be sponsored by employers. So to come over the border illegally just doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Right, but the fact is we still do have a lot of people coming here, hundreds of thousands each year illegally. So we are faced with this situation. And Donald Trump, President Trump said this yesterday. He said, if you're really weak, the country will be overrun with millions of people. If you're strong, you don't have any heart. That's a tough dilemma. So, I mean, the bottom line is you don't want kids separated from their families. So what would you think would be a better option then?
Yeah, well, the better option would be to come here legally and keep your family together.
Right, but they're all not doing that.
No, they're not. And I would like to point out, I mean, if I was to break the law with my daughter in tow, we would be separated. Child Protective would come and take her away from me. So, you know, it's just, to me, it's baffling that the Democratic Party is pushing this as these are victims when they came over here on their own goodwill illegally.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Democrats. The Democrats fought for this. They said this is what should happen. We've heard now hundreds of times, it feels like this week alone, that Donald Trump, President Trump, can do something about this. He can pick up the phone. He can change this. He does this, and they're still not happy. Is anything going to be good enough for them?
No, absolutely not. As Senator Rubio pointed out yesterday, the Democrats that were saying, hey, these families need to be together, he signs the executive order so that they could be together, and now they're saying they're not even satisfied with that. Now they're saying they want to make these people legal residents and hope that they show up to court a year later to look at whether or not they were seeking asylum. So they're never going to be satisfied. And this isn't about the people. This is about votes. This is about midterms. Right now, many states are in primaries. This isn't about helping others or helping children. President Obama, President Clinton, President Bush had all the same policies. They didn't care then. There are anti-Trumpers. There are people that just don't want Trump to do the right thing. He tries to do the right thing. He tries to rectify other presidents' mistakes, and they're still not happy.
Let's move on to this next topic. The House is expected to vote today on two GOP immigration bills. They are slightly different here, and we'll pull them both up on screen so you can see the Goodlatte bill and also the compromise bill. Of these two bills, which one do you think stands a chance? And in each bill, you can see the Goodlatte bill provides no path to citizenship for dreamers. That's really the big difference between these two.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I don't think the Democrats are going to give at all with either bill. I honestly think the moderate bill would pass. I mean, to be able to say there's a pathway to citizenship, to say that employers don't have to verify, to me, that makes perfect sense. But the Democrats, they're going in as we're not going to work across the aisle because, again, this has nothing to do with people. It has to do with the votes. I mean, just in December, they're willing to let the government shut down and not helping anybody, not even the American people that are are employed by the government that were affected by the shutdown. So they don't care about people. I think this bill will go through the House. I don't think it's going to have bipartisan support in the Senate. It's going to come back. I applaud the Republicans for putting this on the legislative calendar. We couldn't get to phase 2 of the tax cuts because the legislative calendar was almost over. But I applaud them for doing this and giving it a shot. But it's not going to happen.
Kimberly Klacik, thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. We'll certainly see what happens.
Thank you. Thanks.